morning, guys. It's Coffee Morning Laughter. It's me, Shills, and it's me, Shell.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey.
she's alive, she's here, and she's doing her thing here. Sorry about the laughter coming in. It's literally, I was practicing my sister act singing. Um,
Yodeling.
Yodeling, Michelle, just save those words for somebody else. Um,
What, Tony? No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. After all the feedback, everybody's like,
do you
poor
know
Dan,
what?
has she
Yeah,
left him yet?
no. Dan had a bit of a competition last week. Yeah, like Tony was on the podcast. I even, guys, listeners, yeah, listen. I've had to change up my game this week a little bit. Yeah, I've been wearing my hair down. I took off those lashes so that I'm more appealing to Mr. the geezers.
You're
I've
not
told my friends
serious.
that where I'm going next. Yeah.
Oh my
No,
God.
so guys, welcome to another episode of Coffee Morning Laughter. Last week was Father's
Our
Day,
Father's Day special. Yeah.
and it was really, really, really fun and interesting, and we kind of like enjoyed it. And so I thought, you know what, let's give you guys somebody that was a bit different. And I think
Mm.
Tony done really well, and he delivered such a good message.
Yeah,
So big
definitely.
to Tony Tanner, as he likes
Whoop,
me to
whoop.
apologize to him, Tony T. Yeah, and hopefully he'll come back again. But it's a new week. It's another week. Hopefully you guys had a good week. So how's your week been?
It's been all right, man. Yeah, this weather has been playing with us, but we're getting there. The hay fever's got me. That's what's got me, actually. The hay fever,
Fever.
like,
Oh,
yeah, man. It's taken a couple of
no.
months, but it hit me like
Oh,
really bad from about
no.
Wednesday. Yeah, man.
But one of my friends actually badly to the point that I thought she became. Oh God, I can't say that on live, can
No, you can't. Whatever it is, it's a no.
I? Basically, her eyes became a little bit.
Inflamed, red,
It,
sore.
I thought she was Chinese.
Oh, look, Shilla. You can't
And I'm
say
not
that.
saying. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with Chinese people, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like the transformation of the hay fever, yeah, that caught her was a little bit.
You'd say transformation.
Yeah, she transformed right before my eyes. Honestly, I thought, whoa, is she manifesting?
Oh, God.
I actually think I'm funny, but really I'm not.
I'm rolling my eyes for the listeners. I've rolled my eyes for you. Yeah.
At least your eyes are not inflamed. But I don't have that. I don't have that imposter spirit, so I'm alright.
I've rolled my eyes again for the listeners. Thank you, Shell. Where's the little drum when you need it?
Oh God! No, I'm really sorry about the hay fever sufferers. A lot of you are suffering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this week's been okay for me. What have I done? I've had writer's block for about 2 weeks now for work, and it hasn't been good. So I'm just still hoping for a miracle for that to break. Yeah, as I go into work next week, hopefully I can liven up a little bit. But here we are, another week, another new episode. What we got for the people then?
So today, not too serious, slightly lighthearted, but I think obviously still a question. So we're looking at marriage. What do people feel about marriage, the institution of marriage? Looking at obviously the recent split of Kimye, obviously Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
Yeah.
This is her second marriage, second or third?
It's her third marriage, I think. Yeah, I believe it's her third marriage.
Yeah. So she had that quick one, I think like 72 hours, 72 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she had,
what was her first marriage?
that was the first one.
I don't know what her first marriage was actually. I can't remember. But I know she married. She didn't marry Reggie. He was the NFL player, Reggie.
Yeah.
And then she got with the other. How do I say? She got with the white guy.
You're an idiot. Why didn't you just say it? You're a fool.
She got with the Caucasian guy. Yeah.
You're so silly. Yeah, a white guy. You can say that, yeah.
Asian
Black and white, it's
guy.
okay. I'm not swearing.
And then and then after him, she got with Kanye.
Yeah.
Well, she
So
says she's been married 3 times, doesn't
I
she?
believe it's 3 times, yeah. I believe
Yeah,
it's three
well,
times.
if we're wrong, don't sue us. We're just here talking. Yeah, it's a chit
Yeah,
chat, all right?
certainly. Yeah,
We'll,
laughter.
we'll sort it out and we'll get the real information out there on the podcast. But if you guys know how many times she's been married, those of you who have been keeping up with the Kardashians, let us know.
Exactly. Let us know,
Yeah.
please do.
Let us know. Yeah. So this is her third marriage. I think what I saw on the reunion that's been floating around on the various social media pages, that she made a statement to say that she feels that she failed.
Yeah.
Or she feels like she's a failure because this is like another marriage down the drain.
It's ended, yeah.
That's ended. I think you proposed a good question to say, do people really need to get married anymore?
Cool.
Because you're married.
I'm married. And loving it.
You're married.
Yeah,
Every day.
yeah.
Every day it's a Pepsi or Coca-Cola advert. I'm loving it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the white man taking off his shirt is down.
I'm not even going to respond to that because I shouldn't really take that much.
That's where my mind went. I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, keep
Michelle,
it clean.
Keep your mind there.
I know, keep it clean. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Dad, we are family, but I don't think about you as your t-shirt coming off. No offense. Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. So yeah, marriage. I don't know. We always have to take it a little bit deep, but I say, the way I was raised culturally as like a African Christian home, you had to get married. There's no such thing as cohabiting or life partners. Like, listen, you get married in a church, that's what you do. Like, you have that one person, not these new age marriages as well, like the Christian marriage, one husband, one wife, that's it, till death do you part.
This is interesting to me because obviously, like, this is I think this is interesting because me and Michelle I'm meant to be the born again. Here I am, but I've actually got such a different outlook on like relationships and marriage.
What are you thinking?
Because I don't, honestly, if I didn't practice the faith that I practiced here, I don't really know if I would see marriage as a big deal.
What do you mean?
Like, look at Michelle going.
I know, like, oh my God.
I'm still going to heaven.
Are you? Are you sure?
I'm going to marry. Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm going to marry because I'm going to heaven. But the truth of the matter is, I won't be living in sin, Michelle, like you was.
You're such a fool. You like to point it out all the time. Yes, I was an usher. Yes, I was living in sin, but we are lost and now found, okay? So let me live.
I love it. I love fucking those here. But the truth of the matter is, I see it this way. I see it as I've seen relationships of people that are married, whether they're Christians, Muslims, Jewish, whatever, yellow, black, white, whatever, yeah. I've seen relationships of people that are married and it's really, 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 really horrible. Yeah. And I've seen relationships of people that are not married, yeah. And they're together and they're making it work. Not even just making it work, successfully making it work, yeah. They're happy, they're raising great kids, they're doing things together, they're committed to each other.
Do you know,
and there's no ring on it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know, because maybe some of my exposure, I'm not saying I am, but my exposure is quite secular. Yeah. And possibly maybe the makeup of my family isn't, not that people don't get married in my family, because they do, and a lot of people are married in my family, but it's kind of like, we always choose our mental health and our happiness over anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like even though we're like Christians and heavily based in church, whatever, there's a mark
happiness,
where we say if you're not happy, if it's affecting your life in a negative way, You need to do something about it. It's not a case of saying, okay, just leave your marriage today and walk out and whatever, don't fight for it. But we've got like we've got a get out card by family.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason of somebody saying, you there, stay there and suffer. Because...
No, and it's funny because the Bible says that. The Bible's got a thing about the divorce. I think there's only one reason why you're allowed to get divorced.
The person should get divorced in the Bible. It says it's because of but then again, this is not a preacher money, guys. Yeah, in the Bible, it God hates divorce. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Yeah, and I think for me, when I interpret that, it's just like because marriage is such a sacred thing. Because you know you don't go into a marriage.
Well, no, you shouldn't go into marriage, and that's what I was going to say. Like, I think a lot of what you.
This is what I think why Kim Kardashian feels like she's failed. Because I don't feel like when anybody takes their wedding vows, they're thinking, okay, unless you want a passport or you've got other hidden agendas, you know? Yeah. You're not thinking in 2 years I'm out. Yeah. You know, when you're this person that you marry or the person that you're in love with, your initial thoughts or your innate thoughts are, this is for life. Yeah, but
you said so much. You've made me forget the point I wanted to say at the beginning. Oh God!
What was your point?
I've lost it now. I've lost it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm really talking today. Yeah,
You
know what it is? Yeah, it's because all I've been doing is sitting at the computer all week.
Yeah, you just want to get it out.
I want to get it out, and I think I feel like the whole week I've been spoken at, and I've for work, and it's just like, okay, I've got Ofsted coming next week, so you can imagine those meetings.
A lot.
I'm sorry,
my bad. Go on.
No, you go.
You go. Sure? Okay. So what I was going to say, that thing, I'll just come back to it. So what you were saying about how you've seen successful people who are not married and they have happy relationships, and then some people that are in horrible marriages. Yeah. But for me, I remember, so one of the things is, I remember when I met Dan said he didn't believe in marriage. And I said to him, the first thing I've said to you so many times, I said to him, listen, I'm getting married. I don't know if it's to you. I don't know if it's to the next door neighbour. But me, Michelle, I am getting married. I believe in marriage. I know my destiny is to get married. Yeah. You understand? So, but when people say that, and that's what he used to say, well, actually, you know, you don't need to have a marriage to have a successful relationship. And I agree, yes. But then I think to myself, is it just, and it's sort of contradiction a little bit, but when you say that, okay, you see people that are married in horrible marriages and people who are in happy relationships but not married, how much pressure are you just putting on the title of being married? Because do you think if that happy couple were to get married, do you think their relationship would then fall apart?
I've seen people that once they get married, it goes pear-shaped. It just goes down the drain.
Why?
Because people think once you're married, you own me, or you know what? I honestly think it's down to the perception of somebody. Some people put too much emphasis on the thing of like being married.
Being married.
Yeah, and not being happy.
Whereas you need to find the right balance, I guess. Because I think I did put a massive emphasis on being married. I have always wanted to get married. I don't know if it's because it was drilled into me.
The thing is, I understood that, but it wasn't like you were like, obviously you was there and you was like, I'm going to get married. You had your other reasons, which we won't go into on this podcast right here today because it's not that long, but you had other factors around you, right? If we could say that. The listeners might know that factor, but me as your friend,
like daddy issues. We'll just leave it at that.
I know what your reasons were, but or some of the reasons rather. But then, and obviously your faith, was a big part of that. Like I'm saying, I'm not denying the fact that my faith isn't a big part of the reason why I would get married. Does that make sense? Yeah. But in a sense of, I'm still very much of, honestly think I could be with somebody and not have to. But
Oh,
listen,
don't
I'm not
say that.
finished. No, but listen, but I'm not saying I don't want to get married. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, because I know for a fact there's a bottom line that there needs to be a certain level. I feel it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but like I said in the beginning, if it wasn't for the faith that I practiced, I don't know how much emphasis I would
Emphasis you put on it.
on a marriage thing. And
Okay.
obviously, like my family self and my family background, whatever in it. Yeah, if you're happy, you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that is the
kind of
most important thing. Yeah.
that's where my family is at. Obviously, they're not going to be like, especially when you're the older that you get. Yeah, it's not going to be like, oh, you're living in sin. Look, I'm living in. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll sort it out. Because at the end of the day, people have got married and people have separated. People have divorced. Yeah, and do you know some people that got married really early in life? Yeah, they don't want to get married again. They went through it. So it might be like, look, yeah, I'm happy because it depends on what kind of experience you had in your marriage as well. So let's go back to Kimye. Yeah. Now, Kim Kardashian's come out and she's like, people are going to be like, she wanted to use him, blah, blah, blah.
No, she had 3 kids with him. She loved him. 4. Or 4 kids. She loved him. Yeah, people can't say that.
I think she loved him. And no, do you know what? Yeah, Kanye loved him more than Kim loved Kanye initially. Okay. He was besotted over her. I used to watch the program, yeah.
Oh, really? I've never watched it.
But he really, really, really liked her, yeah. Whether it was a trophy wife, whatever at the time, I don't know what he was looking for. But he really seemed to like her. Now, they built a life together. And people change in relationships, yeah. When they were first together, Kimye was doing the body acrobats. Yeah, where everybody is now seeing what Kanye's working with at home. Yeah, me, if I was Kanye and that's my missus, I don't want to be having you showing your body. Yeah, but now fast forward into their marriage, Kim saying you met me like this. Now Kanye's become a born again. Yeah, let's not forget the stints in between his journey to finding Christ or becoming a believer, the mental health aspects of it that she's had to deal with. Yeah, him running for the presidency, supporting Donald Trump. There's been so much controversial stuff with Kanye. We only see the forefront of what's going on, yeah. And people have come out and said, you know what, yeah, Kim K has tried because Kanye seems to be very hard to be with. He's loving
his mental health, his it's bipolar. My understanding that he suffers from.
Yeah, I think that's what. And when people say life or death, yeah, sometimes you're thinking to yourself, is it my life or is it my death? So maybe she chose her life and said, you know what, I can't deal with this. Yeah.
I think one of the things she was saying is that he wanted her to like up and move to like different parts of America or to travel, and obviously she's studying now. She's studying to be a lawyer. So it's like
is that all that money she has, she can't carry her lawyer to the teacher and go.
Well, but why should she have to? You can't lose yourself in a marriage just because you're married. You still need to.
Is my microphone on? You can't lose yourself in a marriage. Yeah.
You can't lose yourself in a marriage. You still need to be yourself.
She was just finding herself.
Well, yeah, and this is what we talked about, isn't it, a couple of weeks ago? In terms of that, do you need to know your purpose before you're married?
Yeah, because but then again, we did say as well, the purpose changes. Yeah.
Your purpose changes. Obviously, she didn't know 10 years ago she was going to train to be a lawyer whenever she met him.
Yeah, the purpose changes, but you need to know what the purpose for your family as well, or for you. I guess they reached their purpose because they wanted to have this fame to a certain degree. They wanted to become this power couple, this influencers beyond influencers, yeah. So they reached the pinnacle of their purpose together, yeah. And then, boom, they both had.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if they reached it, because I think for once I'm going to bring in your beloved bae, yeah. I think Beyonce. A lot of people look to that relationship. And look at its longevity. Like, look how long it's lasted. It's not been perfect. Obviously, Lemonade, the lift incident, it showed us that, it hasn't been perfect. However, how long have they been married for?
Man, years. Trust me.
So
Maybe
they're
even.
they're the power couple in my
Okay,
eyes in terms of successful.
listen, again, there's listeners out there that are going to write in and say, "Oh, it's a contract they have going on, Illuminati."
Really?
Yeah, people
Oh
are going to be
God.
out there. But I agree with what you're saying, not because it's Jay-Z and Beyonce, yeah, but I honestly think sometimes with your relationships here, is how you start out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't feel like I'm not one to judge.
That's a lie. I know everyone's rolling their eyes.
Oh, okay, I want to speak freely.
Yes, exactly. Let's rephrase that.
I love the fact that I can rephrase words. I want to speak freely, but I don't think Kanye and Kim had that foundation of what Beyonce and Jay-Z had. Because remember, Beyonce and Jay-Z had been dating for a long time before they married.
Yeah. But the
And
age.
Beyonce didn't come out of a relationship before she married Jay-Z or before she got with Jay-Z. Whereas, and I think there's a thing about privacy.
Privacy, yeah.
Yeah, there's thing about that. Yeah, it's just like, you know what, because you take time to work on your relationship away from media,
the limelight. Yeah. And
because
Jay-Z and Beyonce are very, very private actually when it comes to their relationship.
it's like these cameras don't. When we get a glimpse of Beyonce and Jay-Z at home or in their private lives, yeah, we as the viewers or whatever, we appreciate it. It's like, wow, they're human, or they've got jokes together. Oh, they really love each other, yeah, because
it's not plastered everywhere.
Yeah, it's not plastered everywhere. There's a richness to it. You know what I mean? They save that for themselves, but it's kind of like when these guys and from watching the show, Kanye didn't always want to be on the show, but because he loved Kim so much, he would just do it. But remember, he's now got to a place of like, I'm a different man. Yeah, this is what my faith is. This is what I am. Whatever. Yeah, and it's just not working. So if the base, if your values, if your core values, yeah, don't align, the marriage will not work.
Yeah, and it has to be core values. So I remember when we got engaged and proposed. Literally, I don't want to say, I don't know if I can say this, I'm going to say it, but like African in me, I said to him, like, listen, I don't do embarrassment. Now that we're engaged, like, that's it now. We're married. We're practically married. Like, this wedding's going ahead. And he looked at me and was like, are you for real? I'm like, yeah, I'm not joking. And obviously, I've grown a little bit since then, just a little bit. But I think there is that thing of, I do see marriage as for life. But I think, obviously, we got married. I was 31 when we got married. 31, 32.
Oh, so you're 31 and I was 27. Wow.
What was 27?
Well, it was 27. Wow. Continue.
Okay. My auntie, the person that I kneeled down for, yeah? Okay. Yeah. I like that one. I like that one too. So yeah, I'm sure I was in my early, I was over 30 when I got married. So I don't know if there's that thing of that, obviously, I don't know, that obviously I know myself a lot more than obviously I did than when I was 20. If I'd met Dan when I was 20, I definitely wouldn't have been with him 110%. I know that, like, I was living my best life. Like, it wouldn't have, I just wouldn't have wanted to. I wouldn't have seen the point. I wouldn't have been able to, like, not seen the future, but even just try to predict the future. I wouldn't have known that I could stick it out. But I don't know. I still really believe in marriage. I think there's a lot more people getting married though. Saying that, our age.
I don't know, baby. Like, legitly, people that I know, not even people that I know, people that I've worked with, people that I know, whatever, yeah. Those who got married before, say, 24, not all, yeah, most of them.
A lot of those.
And, like, they've had terrible issues. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of them are separated. A lot of them are divorced, and a lot of them have said, "I wish I didn't." Literally, the Tyler Perry. Why did I get married?
Do you know what? I agree. There's people that I know as well, very similar situations. That have got married, but that's before that age. And again, is it that thing of, did they really know each other?
No,
You know,
it's
are
like,
they the same person? Are they the same person?
no, did they really know? It's not. I don't think it's a question of did they really know each other. Yeah, did they really know themselves?
Or themselves? Yeah.
Because you're never gonna know a person. The only person
Yeah.
you're gonna know is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only person you can ever vouch for. Yeah.
it's yourself. Yeah, because even when you're lying to yourself, you know you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah? When somebody else is lying to you, you don't know that they're lying.
You don't necessarily. You can assume. You may think, but you don't know.
But you know yourself that me myself for sure I'm lying to myself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm.
So for me, when somebody gets married at 23, 24, 25, yeah, I don't think you know yourself. Yeah. And the way the world is set up now, the question was, yeah, is marriage still is it still relevant to the degree that it was? Yeah, because these days people can just live with their partners. Yeah, that either way it could work.
Yeah.
It's not about your faith. If you choose to live with somebody,
I just think it's I think it's about the value that you put on. Not it's just the value you put on the relationship.
yeah,
So it's not because me and Dan are married that we're happy. No, we would be happy if we were not together. I mean, if we were not married.
Hey,
you know, if
fully
it was...
Dan, you gotta put your paperwork in place.
But I remember when he said that we lived together for about a year before he proposed, maybe. And I remember when he suggested it, and I was like, no way. I was just like, I cannot. How can I live with you? Like, that's just, it's the African, yeah, and it's the culture, and maybe the religion. Like, listen, that's not what we do. And he was like, well, it made sense. And I'm not gonna lie, it's when he started talking financial figures, that I was like, wow, okay, it really makes sense. You understand? As a single parent, then moving in with someone and all the bills, the money that I saved, it really did make sense. So I think that's one of the main factors why I did it in the end, and that's me being totally honest. But I just
as well that we had,
I wonder then how much are we missing out when we're like tied and constrained by our maybe culture,
religions and stuff like that. And I think that sometimes that's why. Well, obviously, I'm not out here preaching a gospel that is contradictory to the word of God, because I've got my faith and I live by my faith. Do you know what I mean? But I think conviction, self-conviction, number one, is what you got to go by, And
what do you mean by that? What's self-conviction?
What's conviction? It's like if you're a person who practices who
I know
faith,
what conviction is. I just want you to I know what it is. Sorry.
So if you know what it is, what you're asking me.
For the people that don't know what it is, it's not a conviction. It's not a conviction like a criminal conviction. Yeah, you have to explain these things. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Go to Google and search for conviction.
Goodness me. I tried to educate Shilla people, but she don't want it. Yeah.
You're trying to educate me, or you're asking me to educate the crowd?
I'm trying to educate you to educate the crowd.
No, Michelle, use the right English. Come on, man.
I'm not the queen of English, and you're asking me. You said it yourself. I'm educating you to educate the crowd.
To educate the crowd.
Yes.
You should be able to encourage me to share the knowledge that I have.
Okay, Queen Lizzie. Just please, what do you mean by conviction? That's all.
It's kind of like some people will say your spirit man. Speaking to you, or
just pulling you up, letting you know that actually this don't really feel right.
This don't feel right, or this ain't cool, or this is not what I read. These are not the values I've been raised with. Do you know what I mean? This is right or this is wrong. Now, with those things, you've got to make a decision to see what is right to you and what is wrong to you. Now, you were saying that you were saying that living with Dan initially was
the thought
wrong.
Of it was the thought of it was
What was stopping you? Because of what your parents would say, what your grandma
Yeah,
would
yeah,
say?
yeah. It was literally just what my gran was saying. I was just like, how the hell am
Yeah.
I going to explain this? Like, this is not what
What
we.
we do in
I
our
honestly
family.
believe I'm probably the first one to do it. Like,
Hey,
out of
Michelle.
out of all my uncles and aunts, my mum, my stepdad.
Would have been alright because I think
It
well, you're
was
not
all
the
right.
first
It is all right. Look at us now. No, it was all
person
right.
to marry a white person in the family as well, isn't it?
Oh my god. Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Always got to find a way to put that in. Yeah.
You're saying trends. Trendsetter.
Okay. Rate it in.
So it's kind of like, literally, I feel like with like African or black families, once you do something that's unconventional, it's like you're allowed.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah.
You might, they always say, oh, no, that one is a free spirit. Yeah.
There's always one, the black
There's
sheep.
always one. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like literally, it's just like, okay, cool. But in my family, many of my cousins have been married to white people like for a long time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not nothing in my family. That's why I comfortably say like, I'll marry a white person and it won't be a problem to me or to anybody in my household. It'll be like, okay, cool. But I would literally be thinking like, you know what? I'm happy doing it because I want to do it. But if I was to be married and then my marriage fails, God forbid, because I'm not even married yet. If I was to be married and my marriage fails, would I feel like a failure? My personality, I don't think I'll feel like a failure. Again, I'm not saying this is my personality. It's my family and my background experience. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? So I'm thinking about Kim Kardashian. Sometimes I just feel like you're doing the most.
That's I was just about to say,
yeah. You're saying too much. Because if you feel like a failure, sorry to cut your briefs, if you feel like a failure, how does your mum feel? So I've been married to a man who's now a woman.
Still, I thought he was coming with some sense.
That is common sense, Sometimes some people.
I thought he was coming with some deep words.
No, I'm just making it. I'm just breaking it down. Yeah.
Oh God.
Your mum was married to a man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Who left her to become a woman.
Oh my God. I hear that.
How do you feel?
You're being insensitive. It's Kim being insensitive to her mum's plight.
A little bit. Yeah. Look, your sister has been cheated on. How many times?
God.
Yeah. How does she feel? Like a failure?
She's left him, supposedly. After this newest one, she's left him. That's what they've said.
She'll go back and she'll still be a failure, apparently. But do you know what I mean? So sometimes I just love Kim, and I love her and I feel for her, Please, it's not that deep in comparison to your mum, who is there thinking, Kim, you think you failed, How about I turn a whole man into a woman? Come on.
Shout out, Brucey. Okay, do you know what I will say on that? Caitlin, my bad. My bad. Caitlin. The one thing I'll say about that is, because I've heard that before. I've heard, people say, they don't want to feel like they failed at a marriage. And it's like, who are you? When I hear that comment, I think, who are you aiming that at? If I've taken an exam and I've failed the exam, I'm not caring, oh no, I failed. What's Shilla going to think that I failed the exam? I'm more thinking, damn, like I need to really redo this and pass for me.
Yeah. So will you got marry?
What's that?
Will you got marry again?
Would I marry again? God forbid. Anyway, let's just not put it out there. But I like the idea. Number one, I love a good wedding. My bad. But I love a good wedding. I do love a good wedding, and I've never felt so amazing than when I wore my wedding dress.
That is the best you've ever looked, not gonna lie.
Oh, shut up. Would I marry again? It depends on my age. And it depends on the person. I don't know if
Yeah.
You are?
And if you find happiness, live with it. and enjoy it. Yeah. Some people.
So what are you? Sorry. So just so we're clear, are you okay in living in sin?
What do you mean?
So you're just saying if you find happiness, it's okay to just live in it, yeah? So can I live in it and not be married? Is this the apostle talking?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, in the olden days, yeah, in the Bible itself, yeah, people just got a blessing. We're African. Can I just say that, yeah? Live, yeah.
For those that didn't know.
Yeah. Do you know, like sometimes, you know, like the tradition, yeah? Africans didn't even have white weddings. But
yeah, well, the white weddings are white weddings, yeah.
White weddings it's a Western world thing. We would have traditional settings where families meet families. We do
a free day and then a Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And that's the blessing. You understand? Even when they say once you do the traditional wedding or traditional, you're actually married. You don't need to go to that church or to that white place with this white dress. That's all the Western society way of doing things, yeah. Because I know for a fact, yeah, some people have done trad weddings and they have been substantial. Because even in the olden days in the Bible, about it, I don't know what the Quran says. Maybe I need to research it a little bit more. Yeah, nobody was going. People are getting a blessing.
Yeah. As long as it's the eyes, the vows before God. So as long as it was done like with a church,
to be everybody, and I could say to 3 of my best mates and be like, guys, I'm getting married, or okay, say I'll be realistic, 10 of my best mates, and say, look, guys, we're getting married this weekend, and I just want you to come up to the flat on Mum's garden, yeah, and my mum's going to do a little blessing and a little prayer. Who used to think that I'm not married?
No, marriage is whatever you want. I didn't get married in the church. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
We were standing in the field when Michelle got married.
Oh, how can you downgrade my in the field? This silly girl.
A single gospel song at that wedding. I was really like, wow.
Oh my God, this girl.
They haven't even said,
oh Jesus. My God. I did. Someone prayed during the food. I think my stepdad said a prayer.
Are you alright? You actually alright saying this on live Nation?
It's what happened, isn't it?
Somebody prayed for the food.
No, somebody at the food, at the reception, somebody prayed, you donut, not for the food.
Was getting married there.
No, my stepdad prayed at the reception. At the food bit of the wedding.
My pastor is going to be laying hands upon anointing oil.
On all of it.
No, I want all of it. Yeah. I want all of it. I want all my mates to say, "Whoa, that's really traditional, Shilla." Just
I think going back to, I don't know, I think there's something about weddings and who they're actually for. Are people doing it, the actual ceremony, is it for yourself and your partner, or is it for your community, your friends, a church? Like, who are people getting married for?
As you get older, I feel like this changes as you get older, because obviously, I'm likely to get married like, roughly in the next 2 years or whatever, and then I don't think that I'll have a nice wedding, well, by God's grace, of course, but I don't know if I'll have a big wedding. Whereas when I was younger, people have always said that I'll have a big wedding, but I've always said no, I won't, and I think I'll stick to that, because when I was younger, I might have been influenced, maybe have a bigger wedding because of the amount of people that we might know, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Older I get, I'm more closed off.
Okay, so I think this is all nonsense, by the way, FYI. So what's your idea of a small wedding? Come on, give us a number. Just give us a number. Give us a number.
100.
That's no way. 100 people, or 100 on your side and 100 on the guy's side.
25 on his side, 25 on mine.
You're definitely not married a Nigerian.
What?
You're not married a Nigerian. Because the
No,
25
like,
alone
yeah,
would be
that's
his
what I'm
brothers
thinking.
and sisters.
And the area that want to roll the geezers.
Literally, our wedding was a small wedding, yeah. When my dad, when I said I was getting married, my dad was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to invite Tom." And I was like, "Dad, like, who are these people?" He's like, my work colleague. Listen. It's not that type of wedding, you know. It's not a Nigerian wedding. Like, there's 120 people, 60 on our side, 60 on my husband's side, yeah. But my dad's
Yeah.
talking about this church, and during the day bit, I only had 60 people there, 120.
No, I hear you. And that's what something changed with time, right?
Yeah.
So imagine now, like, yeah, we're not saying that we don't know people, but who's really around? Who's
You've
really
got
present?
more than 7. Your family alone, yeah. Your family, Shilla's
Some
family.
Invites.
Huh?
Some family members are not getting invites.
Nah. Even the family that I know, which is your close family, yeah, that's like 10, 15 already. And then you talk about all your different circles, all the different WhatsApp groups. You've got too many friends, Shilla. There's no way on earth you'll be able to narrow it down to 75. No way. Remember, I said it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what, don't worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, yeah. But what I want to know is really now is marriage outdated? Or do we
marriage is what you make it. Marriage, for me, marriage is what you make it.
Like I was saying to you before, yeah, my sister's been married for, say, 18 years. I think maybe 9 mistaken. And then my best mate has been with her partner for the same period of time that my sister's been married. Yeah. And they're both successfully going ahead. They both have 2 kids.
Yeah.
They both, live relatively well.
Yeah.
They're both happy with every relationship. Things, do you know what I mean? Life happens, challenges come, and you just get on. Yeah. But it hasn't made the fact that, my best friend's is not married or hasn't got this marriage certificate. It hasn't made, I'm out of here, I'm not staying here, bye, I'm gone, we're not married, we're not committed. Yeah. And vice versa to my sister. Do you know what I mean? So
there's no difference between the relationship other than that piece of paper and potentially a ring on the finger.
People are going to come for me and say it's more than a piece of paper, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying it isn't, depending on what you believe, yeah? But what I would like people to do is get the notion out of their heads to say that this is one way, this is the right way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe people want different things. Maybe
I think when people say that marriage, the commitment, I always say it's the commitment. So for me, a marriage, you're saying to me, for me, yeah, and this is what I'm sure all these celebrity weddings, it stresses me out because I'm not gonna lie, my vows, I take them so seriously.
I'm sure Kim Kardashian did as well.
No, Kim Kardashian, I believe she generally got married to Kanye out of love, yeah. But say, who else is getting married like often and divorcing?
Jennifer Lopez.
Even J-Lo, it hasn't been that many. But this Katie Price.
No. Kate, look, yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah. And I love Jennifer Lopez, yeah. I do love her.
How many times she been married? What, 3, 4?
Jenny's been on the block.
I was just about to say Jenny from the block. Literally, that's what was coming up. I'm Jenny from the block. She's about that block life.
J-Lo, yeah. Okay, don't get me wrong, yeah. Katie Price is on a different level, yeah.
That's why people like Katie Price. Come on.
Listen,
every 2 years she's getting married.
You know what, Michelle, yeah? You are a, what's the word? You are a person that, what's the word?
Successful, beautiful, funny.
No, that's not you.
See how quickly you said it.
That's the word I'm looking for, yeah. You are one of those people that makes judgment on people's costs and yeah. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Jennifer Lopez essentially does the same thing as Katie Price. Yeah. I know her as Jordan, page 3. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, pastor, apostle.
Katie Price, yeah. J-Lo essentially does the same thing as her, yeah. But because J-Lo is so easy to the eye, yeah, we can give her a blind because she does it with taste. She does it with class,
But
yeah.
J-Lo,
J-Lo, yeah. But Katie Price, because she's just like, oh, I love him, yeah, it's not classy. So then we make
no, but I think with Kate, with J-Lo, and I don't follow pop culture like that. So with J-Lo, I'm thinking she's been married, what, maybe 2-3 times, if
come on,
that.
sis. That's a lot, you know.
It's a lot, and I shouldn't even just say it like that. You're right. I shouldn't just say it like that.
Yeah, J-Lo just ended her engagement a
I
couple of months
know.
ago, yeah,
I
and she's out on
know.
the streets kissing Ben Affleck.
I know her
Come
ex.
on, man. Like,
That's a bit,
look, I
yeah.
love J-Lo, if you're hearing this shit, do your thing. Yeah, do your thing.
Keep
You're
that block
inspiring
spinning.
yeah. Yeah. But
Don't inspire my gen. Don't inspire Livy's generation. Don't inspire my daughter's generation. She's not.
that's generation Alpha.
Z.
There's that generation Alpha apparently. So,
Okay.
but it's for me, it's kind of like there's no difference between J-Lo and Katie
Katie
Price
Price.
in
Okay.
terms of like moving on or whatever. It's just that with Katie, she actually marries them, yeah. And
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about, the marriage. So those vows that she's talking about, till death do us part, through sickness and health, richer for poorer, all
maybe
them vows,
she doesn't say
she's
this.
been married about 4 or 5 times.
People can make up of though, no?
People can make up their own vows, but I think essentially that's the majority that people go with anyway.
Okay, fair enough. I've never been married, but you know, when I get
Yeah,
married,
we went for the traditional. We went traditional, and then we
Yeah,
added.
our own. I'm gonna say, till I'm tired. Guys, I'm
Until you're
just joking.
tired.
I'm a church member. Stay with me. I'm just joking. But you know what? All in all, yeah, just to put a little bit of a bow on it, yeah, and just put it into perspective, yeah. Away from the jokes. I know it's been like a little conversation that's gone round and round and round, yeah. But all in all, I don't think people get married to walk out of their marriages. However, I do know that some people get married. Some people have different agendas for marriages, yeah. And once that agenda is fulfilled, they will, jog on. But genuinely, when you're young or you meet the person that you think you're in love with, you're not getting married to step out of this relationship, right?
Yeah.
So when it does fail, or what it looks like to be failing, yeah, you're genuinely hurt, because it's like being in a relationship, yeah, that failed. But this is even a greater level,
A bigger
because people
pressure, yeah.
came to witness this union.
It's
yeah?
coming together.
And it's like you've got kids as well, so I think it can do a lot to a person's self-esteem, and also it can actually have major impact here on your mental health. First of all, nobody knows what this person has been dealing with in that relationship. Like you said, yeah, when you choose to break up a marriage or a relationship, yeah, you're thinking, what are we going to say to people? Why did it not?
Literally.
I think I've said this before on the podcast, when I had a failed relationship that I felt like should have worked, yeah. It was like, how did I get this so wrong? Or people always feel the things of like, I was meant to be good at this.
Yeah, shame. Yeah.
It's shame. It's like, this is the one area I was meant to be good at. And that's where you've got to go into a place of healing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not your fault, because sometimes some things just don't work.
And it's okay. I just think marriage shouldn't be the be all and end all. Definitely choose your happiness over any perceived greatness or position that you feel marriage, like, God forbid, but if I wasn't happy in my marriage, best believe, deuces, see ya, I'm out. Like,
you know what? Yeah, I've got like people around me that are really, really close to me, yeah, and they have been happy in their marriages, yeah. And and they've chosen their mental health and their mental well-being. Because
Yeah.
why would I keep myself in a place where I'm tortured mentally and emotionally? Because even if
There's nothing in this world. Yeah.
women will say, "Oh, or a lot of people, not even women. Sorry, guys. A lot of people will stay in relationships to say we're doing it for the kids. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Other than
kids,
it's
kids
yeah,
grow.
kids grow and they move out and they find their own
They
happiness,
find
and
their
they
happiness.
say as well that that um aura, that atmosphere of them being in the house. Wouldn't you prefer actually they've got two happy single parents instead of an unhappy married set of parents in the house where nobody
Well,
wants to talk to each other?
that depends. Because if you wanted to end the marriage and your partner didn't want to end it, it's not going to be.
It's not by force. It's not by force. But no. Obviously, it might not be happy. Obviously, divorce, separation could be unhappy for a period of time. But the reality is, hopefully, both parties will move on and will find their happiness in someone else, or even just being alone.
Sometimes like I always say, yeah, the person that's making the change and decides the change is the happier person in that relationship.
Yeah.
Because no, listen, if we were in a relationship, yeah, of any form, friendship, platonic, erotic, whatever, yeah, you think about it, babes, yeah. Now, and the person decided to say, okay, you're in a relationship, before you got married, and you decide to say, you know what, yeah, I don't want to see you 3 times a week anymore, yeah. That's what you've decided because that's good for you, yeah. But then your partner saying, but I want to see you every day. So change is only good
Mm.
for the person
For the
to.
person making the change. But no, saying that, I think I've broken up with people and been like really sad at the beginning, but I'm the one who's ended the relationship because I know that long term this isn't really what I want, or it wasn't going to work. But at the
But that
time,
person didn't choose to break up with you, yeah. If they were genuinely in love with you, yeah, it's still you're still making a decision that's good for your well-being.
yeah, but I was still sad because we're talking about the
Yeah,
emotions that come with it. I wasn't
but
happy doing it.
nah, Shell, come on, let's be honest, yeah. Because you can see that in the near future you're gonna get on with it, yeah. But the person who is left behind thinking this was my whole life, yeah, I've patterned it all out. I'm retiring with
Mm.
you, yeah. My ending is with you. What is that
Remember
doing to their
Catboy?
well-being?
When I broke up with Catboy, he didn't take that well at all.
It must have even grown his hair longer.
Always
I
got
got
something to say, didn't I? Always got something to say.
sometimes I've got no chill. Honestly, I don't know if I've got a heart. Sometimes, honestly, I do wonder.
Oh,
But I just honestly think, if I wasn't a believer, would I really think about marriage the same way that I think about it? That question is still out there. Will I get
mm.
married? Yes, if it's in God's plan for me, yes, I am. Yeah, and
Yes,
God
you
has
will
said,
be.
yes, and God has said I will marry. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, but it's kind of like I'm walking into at the age that I'm at, and life experience that I've had. Yeah, I'm walking into marriage with not a warped idea.
Yeah, that's going to be all roses.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I had. You get married when you meet them at 21, you get married when you're 25, first kid at
Yeah,
28. You have these
yeah,
set ideas, and life just will come at you very quickly, very
yeah.
fast, and not be
Like,
what you've expected it to be.
exactly, yeah. And like, I'm from the school. I'm at the place where I'm just like, even when I do get married, yeah, I, you know, I, I can advocate for not different houses, but
Oh,
sometimes just
your own space.
yeah. 'Cause I'm just too liberal in that part. I think I'm too liberal when it comes to the idea of marriage. And if
Mm,
you was to ask me, what does it look like for me? it just looks like, okay, it's a commitment to each other, definitely, because of what our faith is, yeah. But away from the piece of paper, do we work? Yeah. And are we good for each other? Because even looking at the faith aspect of it, yeah, some people will say, "Oh, I'm married, so I can't get divorced, etc., etc." But don't you think it's even more sinful? Listen, to be in a house with somebody where you have hate in your heart.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, you're still going to hell.
Holding malice. Yeah, holding malice.
You see what I'm trying to say? So where's the balance?
Balance is choose your happiness, mate. That's the balance.
Come on now, yeah. I mean, I'm not here to preach, but I just have a lot of questions around how people value marriage, and I think if something hasn't worked out and you know it's causing you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, and then somebody will come here and say to me, "It's long suffering, love is long suffering," because that is scripture, Michelle. So don't argue with it, please.
Really? Long suffer to suffer for long?
Babes, yeah, go and read the Bible.
I've heard that verse, but I just think I don't want to get too biblical, but
I think people take that out of context. That's not the truth. I feel like, when it says long suffering, what do you mean by long suffering?
That's what I'm trying to say, to suffer for long, if you break it down.
And some people don't believe in that. Some people
don't.
You know what, yeah? I don't like I know for a fact, yeah, that I know family members of mine that don't believe in that. So for me, it's very hard for me to be with somebody that would mistreat me or make me feel a certain type of way and stay. You know?
Definitely. I think marriage, to me, I don't believe in the long suffering. I definitely don't. But I think for me, it's about
fighting for your relationship.
Yeah. I think it's about always bearing in mind that you've got someone else. So obviously, as a single person, you just think of yourself. As a single mum, I was thinking about myself and my child. As a married woman, I literally, everything I do, I think about, okay, how is this going to impact not just myself, not just the children, but my husband?
Yeah, I think people, I agree with what everything you're saying, because it's impact all around, isn't it? Because you're no longer thinking about self. Yeah. Everything around you. I personally think in this day and age, people get really embarrassed about failed relationships or failed marriages because of how public the relationships have been.
Well, that's a choice that you've made. If you're doing PDA, there's some girl on my Facebook.
Every day you know what's going on in that relationship.
I'm telling you. And then this week, she got engaged a couple of months ago. And then I noticed that she didn't post them on Father's Day. She's got kids from other relationship. And then, she didn't post them. So I'm like, oh, what's happened? But all of a sudden, she's single. Where is he? We want to know, sis. Keep up the posts. Keep up the posts. We're invested.
I post girls, even when I'm married, I'll not be posting.
We've had this conversation. I don't care about. I post Dan whenever I like. Not all the time, but
you only post him on his birthday.
No, I don't.
And you only post him on WhatsApp where it's fading out in 24 hours.
No, I don't. He's on my face. It's because you don't like old school Facebook. He's on my Facebook all over. On my Instagram.
No, it's not on Instagram all over.
He is on my Instagram. Yes, he is.
He hasn't been featured since 2019.
Shilla. Shilla's always got the receipts. I can't even argue too tough. I can't argue too tough. It's 2019. The whole of 2020 is because he didn't shave the whole of 2020 because of the lockdown. So
it's really been a pandemic. Let's not do that here. Let's not try to do that here. He hasn't featured yet.
Wow.
Did you put him up on Father's Day? I know you put him up on WhatsApp. That was fading in 24 hours. But you didn't put him up on Instagram.
Because I didn't. No, because did I post on Mother's Day? I don't. If I don't post on, I'm very
Why would you post on Mother's Day? You posting yourself, patting yourself
Oh,
on the
actually,
back.
no, I did actually. To be fair, I did post all the gifts that he got me. I did.
Yeah,
I
and
did.
you posted him on WhatsApp, like I said to you.
I didn't post
24
on
hours.
Instagram. Yeah, but I think on my Instagram, I don't post like that though. I just post random crap. I don't post on like I don't post every Christmas. I don't post all my birthdays. Like,
We can agree that it hasn't featured since 2019.
Kai, let me quickly go and upload something.
We haven't got that time though. People have to go and do other things on a Saturday. Yeah. But
sorry, guys, we've digressed.
Bottom line is, yeah, people will get married. Yeah, you will not be the first person to divorce. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. In a relationship that is not serving your purposes. Yeah. And I'm not just saying about like allowing you to go and have affairs and whatever.
No.
You and the development of yourself. Yeah. You need to actually come to a place of saying, you know what, we might work better apart, because what's the point of being together and chipping away at each other?
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes toxic, yeah. Because now I'm not happy doing what I want to do. I'm not in a relationship where I feel like I'm growing. I don't know what happened between Kanye and Kim, but everybody said once Kanye found Christ or changed the way he was living, that was going to be a problem. Because the lifestyle, the lifestyles don't align anymore.
Yeah.
So you need to be with somebody where you're able to be free with whoever that person is.
Yeah, exactly.
They grow, you can grow with them or allow them to spread their wings. Yeah. And if you can't make it work and it's really detrimental to your mental health, or your overall well-being, you need to make it for yourself. Because you know what? The people you're holding on to your marriage for, they're not inside your head.
I'm telling you, they're not living your life, mate. Yeah.
They don't know that you cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, that's why when Bruce Jenner left and became a woman, they said you don't have this suffering. Yeah. So guys,
leave Caitlyn alone.
I don't know if I'm with Caitlyn, but I'm with Bruce. Yeah. On Saturday, like literally, guys. Yeah. Think about it. I want to know, like, do you guys believe in marriage? One of my good friends, actually, yeah, she knows who she is, yeah. She says she doesn't really believe in marriage, yeah. And I've got a friend who's been married, and now she's just like, nah, I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married again, yeah. Even if I have more kids, whatever. And she's born again, and she's like, I just don't want to get married because her experience of marriage wasn't.
Great. Guys, just let us know. Do you still believe in marriage? Is it okay? Do you feel it's worth staying in a relationship or a marriage just for the gram? Is J-Lo really the fancier Katie Price, as Shilla described her?
Look, yeah. I'll tell you what, yeah, I'll make a J-Lo any day, bro. Yeah. I'll make a J-Lo, yeah. But, Kimye, bye. There's no more Kimye, but we'll still continue. Yeah, I think my views on, obviously you can, guys who've heard it, my views on marriage are quite secular or liberal, like, in that sense. Especially as I am so heavily involved in church or the Bible or whatever. I have such a different outlook on that. But I do believe in marriage, don't get me wrong. However, I believe in well-being. Yeah. And that's possibly more to do with my experiences. Yeah. And how my family operate in the area of marriage. It's not to say it's a religious thing. It's more of a personal choice for me. So everybody has a personal choice to make. Yeah. How I view marriage, how I view love, how I view relationships. For me, it's more personal. It's more to me. Whereas Michelle's was based on the family outlook, and that was more to what her family practiced.
Yeah, about getting married and the need to get married. Yeah.
I think, my family believe in definitely getting married, but they don't believe in staying in the marriage if you're suffering.
No, and my family don't either. Just putting that out there. That's why I'm just getting my family listening. Yeah, that's definitely not. But I think they've all been like
violence here.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, none of that stuff. No, I think they just
Like,
believe in
if it's
marrying.
my mom's the first person to say, "Look, yeah, that's abuse." My mom's the first person
Yeah.
to call out the abuse card. That's abuse. That's abuse. That's abuse. That's abuse. Yeah? Like, yeah, literally get out. But guys, let us know what you think. Are you guys getting married or are you not? And if you've been divorced before, you think you're gonna jump back onto that marriage thing? Some people just like weddings, innit? So, boy, there used to be a film. Gina Roberts had a film, Runaway
Yeah.
Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, Runaway Bride. She's just gonna get married. And yeah, till she found somebody that was right for her. But guys, I hope you find the people that you can marry and stay with. But
If you choose to, if you want to.
if you choose to. But like I always say, you can plan a picnic, a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
That's
That's what.
Oasis when you need it with you, or Blur, or whoever it is. Right, guys, thank you so much.
Have
We
a
will
great
catch you.
Saturday, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
I can't find my wedding dress. You're all invited.